Francisco and its signature bridge, the Golden Gate. As we begin a three-game series, the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants in the National League West. They played 6 games thus far. San Diego's won 3 and the Giants 3. The Giants 4 games in front in first place in the National League West. And good evening, everyone. Mike Grant joins us. Welcome back, Dick Enberg. Thank you for being with us. A terrific tribute to Tony Gwynn.
I'll tell you what, the Giants did it in style. Nice words from manager Bruce Bochy, being a player, coach, managed the Hall of Famer. It was a job well done by the San Francisco Giant organization, honoring and remembering Tony Gwynn.
While the release of General Manager Josh Burns yesterday reverberates around Major League Baseball, the season goes on. And for the Padres, unfortunately, it's injury to insult.
Yeah, Andrew Casher, with a big void in the rotation when you lose the power arm. Andrew being placed on the 15-day DL with an inflamed, sore right shoulder. You see his record in the 12 starts. Great ERA, so he will definitely be missed. Now enter Odrisa Mayer Despagne. Yeah, Odrisa Mir Despagne, the right-hander, Cuban-born right-hander. The one thing for Bud Black, he needs innings from this right-hander. He's not very flashy. He throws about 6 or 7 different pitches, all from different arm angles, and he does have a rubber arm. There you see the vital signs right there, the 6-foot frame, 27-year-old. No, not very big at all. And he only tops out about 92, maybe 93 miles an hour, but an assortment of pitches from the right-hander from Cuba.
And we expect the usual Cuban flair when he toes that rubber tonight. Well, Chase Headley, he's not in the starting lineup tonight. What is the latest on the Padres' third baseman? We'll have that story for you from Chris Button when we return to AT&T Park and another sellout crowd for the Giants.
Today, still dealing with those back issues. He has a herniated disc in his lower back. He did do some field work today, also took BP. It is unlikely that he would be available off the bench, but the hopes are, and he says that he should be back tomorrow, so fingers crossed. So, well, Matt Cain, well, the struggles continue. We got first pitch between the Padres and the San Francisco Giants coming up from AT&T Park on Fox Sports San Diego.
Baseball, brought to you by GMC. See why incredible thinking is everywhere. Visit your local GMC dealer today. By Petco, the power of together. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And they say it's the most crooked street in all of America, Lombard. Weaving your way down the hill into the central part of San Francisco. Here's the Padres lineup tonight. It's brought to you by Toyota. Will Venable to lead it off. Everett Cabrera hits second, then Seth Smith and Carlos Quinton in left field batting cleanup. Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. Tommy Medic at first base hit sixth. Alexi Amarista seventh. Second baseman Jace Peterson will bat eighth. And Odrisamer Despagne will hit ninth.
All right, Matt Cain, the right-hander, veteran right-hander for the Giants on the mound. In the scouting report, command has been an issue. Inconsistent arm slot, and it shows the last two times out. 10 innings pitched last two starts. He's given up 12 runs. The arm slot all over the place, therefore missing in the zone and out of the zone as well. Let's see if the Padre hitters can be patient tonight.
Last time out for Matt Cain, he lost 8-2 to the Chicago White Sox. Venables settles in, and Cain winds. We're underway. First pitch inside, ball one. Cain has not had much success against the Padres in his career of 10 seasons. 7-12 overall. High fly ball, left center field. It's hit well, deep to left center, and well back to the Yahoo sign, and a catch made by Gregor Blanco. Well struck by Venable. Another couple 3 feet, and the Padres are in the lead early. Let's take a look now at the Giants defense, brought to you by Honda. Colvin in left, Blanco in center, and Pence, the right fielder. The infield around the horn, Sandoval, Crawford. The new second baseman is Joe Panik, just called up. Mike Morse is having a big year at first base. Buster Posey behind the plate for Matt Cain. First pitch strike to Everett Cabrera.
Pretty good team defensively for the Giants. Fifth fewest errors in the National League with 47 behind Matt Cain tonight.
Off speed, and that's in there. 0-2.
Well, one of the reasons why Matt Cain has been hit around a little bit too, inconsistent with that breaking ball up in the zone. That was up, not in the hot wheelhouse for Everett Cabrera, so he took it. Looks like home plate umpire Marvin Hudson given a high strike on that breaking ball.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Cain, product of Germantown, Tennessee High School, was the #1 pick of the Giants 12 years ago. As you look at the plate umpire Marvin Hudson, Honora Amari, and Eddings on the bases. Two and two. Fans continue to file in. They expect another sellout, 285th consecutive sellout. Some of them wearing Padre uniforms or jerseys and saluting Tony Gwynn. Struck him out. 2 away.
Well, one of the pitches that a pitcher needs to learn how to locate in early, it's the changeup, and Matt Cain saves this changeup for last against Everett Cabrera. Even though it's on the inside part of the plate, which lefties like it down and in, it's the speed that's taken off that pitch. It fools Everett way out in front for the strikeout.
Right fielder Seth Smith, top average for the Padres at 286, leads in home runs as well, and is one behind Jed Jerko in the RBI column. Smith, accustomed to playing in these environs, however not here in San Francisco but across the bay with the Oakland A's. Acquired by the Padres for Luke Gregerson.
Yeah, this venue is a little bit more pleasing to the eye than the one across the bay.
Isn't it? Has a better, even the smell is better, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful from our vantage point.
Off speed, and he drops another strike in there. So he's been sharp with his changeup and a slow breaking ball.
And I think one of the reasons why Matt Cain has been so successful against left-handers this year, they're only hitting 190, is because of that changeup and that backdoor breaking ball. Buster Posey wants a fastball in here.
Strike 3. So Cain very sharp. Long fly ball out Venable. Then he fans Cabrera and Seth Smith. Here come the Giants.
I don't really know what it's from, but it's kind of one of those things. I think if we try to maybe skip a start, but I think I think it's best this way to kind of go on the DL and get healthy and come back and be able to help us win.
Andrew Kashner on his injury, our Geico quote of the game. Andrew said that he actually started feeling the soreness after his start in New York. He made one more start after that, but they decided just to be cautious, put him on the DL. It's actually the soreness is in that rotator cuff. The good news, though, is that it's not related to the elbow injuries or other shoulder surgeries that he's had previously.
Thank you, Chris, but that's another Padre, a key Padre on the DL. And one would think with the All-Star break coming up in the middle of July, he might forsake a start before the All-Star game, make sure that that shoulder is sound, and buy another week's rest. But that's all to be determined. And here's Odrisamer Despaigne. He'll be facing Gregor Blanco, Hunter Pence, and Buster Posey in the first. His first major league delivery is inside ball one. What kind of stuff are we going to see from Despaigne?
Well, Despaigne features a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, cutter, but you could multiply that. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 different arm angles, 15 different pitches.
That ball hit high in the air to right field, and Smith settling under it for the first down. The Giants lineup is brought to you by Mattress Discounters. After Blanco, it's Hunter Pence, then Buster Posey, Pablo Sandoval in the cleanup spot, then Michael Morse, who's leading the team in home runs and RBIs. What a pickup, Morse, for the Giants. Tyler Colvin in left, Brandon Crawford at shortstop hit 7th. Joe Panik, just his second major league start at second base, and Matt Cain on the mound.
And the scouting report for the Cuban-born right-hander, Despaigne throws everything anytime. Fastball 88 to 94. And when I said that, Dick, the fastball, slider, curveball, change, cutter, he'll throw from 3 different arm angles, over the top, low 3/4 and low 3/4, just to give those hitters a different look. He'll flip it up there, little El Duque Orlando Hernandez in him.
Check swing foul.
He's got a little Dennis Martinez in him as well, with a leg kick and the front elbow going behind that front leg.
A somewhat historical battery tonight for the Padres. You have a Cuban-born pitcher and a Cuban-born catcher. The battery from Havana, 1 and 2. Grandal moving with his family in the 8th grade. You have to go back 46 seasons, 45 years. Camilo Pascual and Paul Casanova, the pitcher and catcher with the Washington Senators against the California Angels.
1969, huh?
Swing and a foul tip, strike 3.
So let's see, 1969. Dick, let's go over the defense first. I have a question for you, Professor.
All right. Hang on to it. The Aramco Group presents the Padres defense with Quinton in left, Venable in center, and Seth Smith, the right fielder. Amarista again at third for Headley. Cabrera and Peterson up the middle. Medica at first. And Grandal for Despagne.
Going back to that 1969 graphic where the battery mates were Cuban born, where were you in 69? Weren't you doing games?
My rookie year with the California Angels.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, I did that game.
Really? Oh, man.
Just go ahead. Make me feel old. Buster Posey, 283. The beauty of baseball is, as announcers, you don't get old. Yeah, look at Jerry Coleman. He didn't get old. Yeah. Vin Scully, is he getting old? No, still got the fastball.
That's amazing. Wow.
Paul Casanova, the catcher, and Camilo Pascual, who had one of the best curveballs ever. Even Ted Williams would bow to that breaking pitch. 2-1. And if you're looking for the strength of Despagne, it's in the strikeout column. In 31 and the third innings in the minors for the Padres, struck out 41. The count goes 2-2.
Relies on location, relies on movement, and look who is in attendance. Barry Bonds.
It's an anniversary of sorts for Bonds. 500 home runs, 500 stolen bases. That's how I do it, he's saying.
Yeah, I think he's talking to Pablo Sandoval on deck, maybe. Or he's talking to someone regarding hitting.
Ground ball up the middle. Cabrera fields and fires. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Despagne. Good start for the 27-year-old from Havana. Lead it off for the Padres. Time to look at the latest All-Star ballot results for the National League. Remember, the voting continues through July 3rd. You can catch the All-Star game on Fox July 15th. The one change in the past week, Aramis Ramirez, Milwaukee, third baseman, has taken over from David Wright with the most votes at the hot corner. There are 5 third basemen that are separated by just 260,000 votes. David Wright, Pablo Sandoval, Matt Carpenter, Nolan Arenado, all in the hunt. And you can see Carlos Gomez there in left field. Ramirez's teammate has jumped ahead of Giancarlo Stanton, third place among NL outfielders. That's a surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jonathan Lucroy from the Brewers hasn't gotten more votes. He's got to be in the hunt, huh? I think he's in second place, maybe.
He's very little publicity about Lucroy, and he's having a great year with the bat. He's an outstanding defensive catcher.
In fact, I think he just jumped over Buster Posey in the balloting to go to number 2.
Carlos Quinton takes strike 2. 0-2. Grandal and then Medica. in the Padres second. Padres took 2 out of 3 very start of the season at Petco, and then the Giants answered 2 out of 3 in mid-April here. And if those 6 games are any indication, they're going to be tightly played. 5 of the 6 were decided by 1 or 2 runs.
Well, when you look at these ball clubs, Dick, the pitching side, collectively ERAs 5 and 6 in the National League, bullpens 2nd and 3rd in the major leagues. So, as advertised, it would be a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, right?
And we expect to see low-scoring games, but about the time you count on that, the offense breaks loose. Good start for Despagne. He has to feel good about that initial inning. 1-2-3. Ground ball pulled foul, and the count stays at 2-2. And a reminder that we'll have the Home Run Derby on ESPN on Monday, July 14th, and then on July 15th, the Midsummer Classic on Fox at 7:30 Eastern Time. And the Home Run Derby, there's some news about that today we'll share with you. 2-2 again. And the count goes full. They've named Troy Tulowitzki the captain of the National League Home Run Derby team. There'll be 5 on each team, including Tulowitzki and 4 others. And Jose Bautista of Toronto is the American League captain. Inside, and the leadoff man is on. From 0-2, Kane loses Quinton, and the Padres get that leadoff walk.
Just didn't throw a good enough breaking ball around the plate for Carlos Quinton to bite at, and Padres have a base runner.
Yasmani Grandal. All 6 of his home runs from the left side, the switch hitting catcher. Two-seamer catches the inside edge.
I have to keep an eye on how consistent Matt Cain is with the location of his fastball. That one he wanted down and away, but he hooked it a little bit and yanked it a little bit down and in for the strike, but that's not where he wanted it.
Chop to first. Morse goes to second for 1. Back to first. A double play with Matt Cain covering. 3-6-1. And the Giants get a quick 2 outs.
A nice job by Michael Morse over at first base. Why? Because he knows exactly who is running down the line. That being Yasmani Grandal. Watch how slowly he takes it, puts himself in a good throwing position to Brandon Crawford, and then of course Matt Cain, the best athlete on the field, being the first baseman over there and completing that 3-6-1 double play.
Well, because he's a pitcher.
Exactly.
The best athlete. He really isn't the best athlete, is he?
Of course he is.
Okay, Tommy Medica, the hitter.
But Morse really did a good job positioning himself to throw that strike to second base. The big right-handed throwing first baseman.
He's been battling a sore back. They weren't sure he would be able to start today. Nice slider for a first strike to Medica. Comes back with the same pitch.
Well, Matt Cain, he's featuring the fastball, slider, change, curveball. 89 to 94 on the fastball. Consistently about 92-ish. 93 at times.
Bouncer foul past third.
No, those are the pitches that you like to see the Padre hitters just crush. Hit those mistakes. But a little late movement on that two-seamer. And Tommy Medica tops it.
Kevin Johnson, the honorable mayor of the city of Sacramento, the former star at Cal Berkeley and with the Phoenix Suns in the backcourt.
Love KJ. Love to watch him play.
Outside, count levels at 2-2. Johnson is very active in trying to get a new arena in downtown Sacramento. They have an actual site, a good site for it, to bring more fans into the city. You know, the current arena is way out in the country. Swing and a miss as Medica chases the ball low and away, and the putout is recorded at first base, and that's it for the Padres. Third strikeout for Matt Cain. We'll see Pablo leading off the second. Time now to take a look at the keys to the game. It brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Well, one of the keys, Dick, is make them earn their way on. That being the Giants hitters. Try not to walk. Give them the free passes. And keep Panda quiet. Pablo Sandoval. You know, it almost seems the Giants go as Pablo Sandoval goes. If he hits, the rest of his team probably, seems to follow. So if they keep him quiet, kind of like their chances.
Yeah, they feed off their cleanup man and third baseman Sandoval, hitting .268, 9 home runs. Switch hitter bounces one to the right side. Chase Peterson right there to throw him out. One pitch, one out, 4 in a row for Despagne. Brings up Michael Morris. When you think of the free agent selections in the offseason, Morris has to rate right up at the top of the list for the Giants. A man comes here, hits .286, drives in 44, 13 home runs.
Definite threat, huh? He's in scoring position when he's in the batter's box.
It's that unique stance, bat way away from the body.
And you know what, as a pitcher, when you look at that stance and that frame up there, that's intimidating. And when he takes that cut, it's even more intimidating. And he was great in No Country for Old Men.
1-1. You would think in that stance that he likes the ball away.
Gets extended, huh?
Let's see what the plan is for Despagne. A little high, apparently. 2-1. Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, once again up in the zone. Remember, Marvin Hudson was calling some high breaking balls for Matt Cain.
And 3-1 now to Morris. 1 out, bases empty, no score. Last of the second. Plenty of daylight left here in the city by the bay. Tyler Colvin to hit next. Might have gone after ball 4, and Fox Tracks, brought to you by Nissan, indicates that was outside.
I think he looks just like Javier Bardem, the actor. Although even Javier Bardem likes the ball down and away to get extended. And that's exactly yeah. And the hanging breaking ball as well.
He's got his eyes. Slow curveball pulled to third. Amarista up with it. And the 5-3 put out. 5 straight retired by Despagne.
Well, let's check it out. Despagne with the first pitch. Fastball, two-seamer. Look at that movement away, which is nice. Now he's going to cut it. Remember I said everything from different arm angles, tries to change the location. He dropped his arm angle there. There's the little cutter, and then he softens him up. It was hard stuff, and then he put that little wrinkle, and you see Michael Morse way out in front of it. Almost, he didn't attack that ball, Dick. He almost felt for it, right? Therefore, the easy ground ball to the left side.
That's a good bat for a pitcher, isn't it, when you don't throw really a good strike? In fact, most of them were out of the strike zone and still get a tough hitter.
Seems like he's got a pretty good idea of trying to stay out of the heart of the plate, that's for sure.
Colvin, who broke into the big leagues with the Cubs, sends a high fly ball into the seats behind the Giants dugout. And Despagne in front, 2 strikes. Just a short away trip, 3 games in San Francisco, and then back to Petco for 9 games starting on Friday night. Arizona for 3, then the Reds are in for 3, and these Giants come in for the following weekend for 3 games. Inside, 2-2.
You know, we can only imagine when we talk about Cuban players defecting. You know, Despagne was in Paris with the tournament team, and they were at the airport. They're on their way to the Netherlands, but he broke off.
Drive to right field. Up to make the play is Seth Smith, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Despaigne. Amarista leads it off. And Despaigne to bat. And it's time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. Chance to have it shown in our telecast brought to you by AT&T. And we are at AT&T Park, a beautiful baseball facility in a beautiful city. Amarista checks in at 212. Done a good job at third defensively. He takes strike one. Only base runner was Carlos Quentin. Leadoff walk in the second, but he was quickly erased on Grandal's double play ball. Game 2 tomorrow night, 6:30 our broadcast time, and then a day game on Wednesday. Up the middle, ooh, off the leg of Kane, caroms right to Sandoval for the out. 1-5-3. That's not how they practice it in spring training, and thank goodness Kane does not appear to be any the worse for it, as he took that low line drive off what appeared to be his ankle. Maybe his foot. Sounded like the shoe, didn't it?
It did. He's got a smile on his face. He waves off the trainer. He'll take the out. Skate save and a beauty.
Yeah. Robbed a hit from Amarista. That was on its way to center field. Peterson with a base hit yesterday. Much needed.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jace get locked in. Some good swings. As Bud Black talks with Odrisamer Despaigne before he goes up the dish.
One ball and 2 strikes. Kane with 3 strikeouts.
You know, I was in the coach's office before the game, Dick, and you poked your head in there. We were trying to talk about, you know, what's the correct pronunciation of Odrisamer Despaigne, right? Even Buddy Black was getting on it. So Darren Ballsy decided we'll just call him OD.
His 2 initials of his first and second name. And 3 and 2 now to Peterson.
And I understand that he's not too good with the shillelagh.
Yeah, you never know. You're swinging, you're dangerous.
Yeah. Buddy Black asked him, hey, how are you with the stick? He goes, no hit. Bunt? Okay. No swing.
Bouncer to the right side. The rookie Panic takes care of it. 4-3. And that'll bring up Despaigne, his first major league at bat. He played for the Industriales team in Habana. And they play in a stadium about this size, maybe even larger. They're the Yankees of Cuban baseball.
He just took that one like a statue, didn't he? He just wants to feel Matt Cain out there. See what he's got.
Now he's ready.
There comes a breaking ball. Posey put down a 3.
A little wide there, but he goes after it.
I'm just going to check him out. Hey, Cain, what do you got? All right.
2 strikes to count. And down he goes. 4 strikeouts for Matt Cain. He's pitched to the minimum through 3 innings.
He was drafted as a basketball player, so we knew how athletic he was. And we also knew how great a hitter he was because the year before, San Diego State played us, the San Diego Padres, the night, in that exhibition game before the season started, and he went 4 for 4. And Dick Williams said, when this kid comes up and I put his name in the lineup, he'll never, ever be out of it.
Tim Flannery, a former Padre, the third base coach for the Giants, and another nice touch here. They put up the Gwynn in 19 out on the right field pillars at Levi's Landing.
There's another good teammate right there. Tim Flannery loves the game, honors the game, treats it with respect, takes nothing for granted. He's a good man right there. Good soul, Tim Flannery. And Bruce Bochy, just, been fortunate enough to play with Boch, and just guys who love baseball, love talking baseball, and pass it on to the next generation.
Shortstop Brandon Crawford starts the third for the Giants. Then it's Joe Panic and Matt Cain. Crawford 7 home runs and 7 triples. He's second in the National League in triples. Puts that one well to left field. Whitten is there. 1 away. Joe Panic comes up, and he showed the Giants he can handle himself at second base. Look at this play. Got to hurry. Flip it with a glove.
Hey, very nice play, huh? Didn't get that little hump in the flip there. Hey, no need to panic. Joe's at second base.
He's 23 years young. Called up from New Orleans to Phoenix to meet the club. Made one mistake. He didn't bring his glove with him. He packed it in his luggage, and the luggage got lost.
Oh no!
So a little embarrassment for the young man. He's got. He walked in his first major league appearance as a pinch hitter, then had 2 hits yesterday.
Okay, now who's going to be the first Giant fan out there that goes out and makes panic buttons to wear on their?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Copyright that. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was a first-round pick, so it's not surprising he's made it quickly to the big leagues. Looped towards short, and Cabrera calls off Amarista. 8 straight for Despaigne. And that brings up Matt Cain. Cain is not an automatic out. He swings at the first pitch right to Peterson. Oh, that's a quick inning for Despaigne. 9 up, 9 down. Perfect through 3 innings. Autrisamer, Despaigne. Well, Venable will be the leadoff man. Top of the 4th, no score in San Francisco.
Got a good idea what we're doing every day, and it's not something new every day. You know, I learned so much last year with the new staff, new organization, the way we do things. So it's just a lot smoother this year. Coming in every day, the players, the coaches, the whole entire organization know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis.
Well, tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, you'll catch all the more from the Chargers coach, a special offseason workouts edition of Chargers Insider. Watch exclusive interviews with the Chargers coordinators plus Coach Mike McCoy, and hear all about the team that is shaping up for the 2014 season. That's tonight after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
I'm a big fan of Coach McCoy. Love his intensity.
Did a great job last year,
yes,
and he admits he's learned. You know, it's like going to graduate school and getting your master's and doctorate in 1 year. Venable, as each team looking for a base hit as we go to the 4th inning. Venable hit it deep to left center field. Blanco captured it at about the 385-foot mark. 2-0.
Well, you want to get to Matt Cain early. Remember, I mentioned earlier he's having difficulty with that arm slot inconsistency, but if you get to him early, get him on the ropes. Multiple base runners, maybe a couple of runs, but if you let him settle in, Dick, we've seen him in the past, he can take you deep into the ball game.
He can take you perfectly deep in the game, as we know, with his perfecto. Bouncer to second. Panic there for the 4-3 putout. Time now for our San Diego fans of the game.
Well, like Arizona, a lot of people make the trip over to see the Diamondbacks, Padres, and we've got a lot of people, a good showing, their Padre pride right here at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Of course, sporting the 19 win jerseys. See those all the way around. Teaching the little ones a little bit about the game. It's great to see.
Cabrera slaps that foul. Struck out the first time. One and one. Everett. Seth Smith on deck. High chopper. This might be a base hit. He's hustling Cabrera, and he makes it there in time for a base hit. That was a very tough play. As soon as it kangarooed off home plate, you knew that it was going to be a matter of can Morse get to it? If not, Kane. And would they be able to make the play before the speedy Cabrera arrived? And he beats it out for the first hit of the game.
Yeah, I think the Giants did everything perfectly on this. It was just the speed right there that got him. The flip, and oh, that's very close. That is very, very close. You know, these umpires, they've got to make the split-second decision. And yes, he was safe. That's a great shot there. Like I said, I think Matt Cain, I think Morse did everything perfectly. It was just a matter of the speed for Everett Cabrera beating him to the back.
Yep, it was bang, bang, foot. That'll bring up Seth Smith. He struck out swinging the first time. Ball one.
So first time out of the stretch for Kane. I take that back. That was in the second inning when he got the 3-6-1 double play. So the second time for the right-hander.
Only had to work out of the stretch 2 pitches.
Yep.
Cabrera with 13 steals. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Cabrera had to hesitate, but he should make it to third as the ball rolls into right center field. A long single for Smith, and the Padres have runners at the corners here in the 4th. First and third for Carlos Quentin.
Well, hard holding back the smiles for Seth Smith and the Padres dugout, as this is a mistake. Out and away with some serious top hand also. And a good sound off the shillelagh of Seth Smith. A little first and third action. Dick, you made the good point, though, because from the vantage point, Cabrera, you know, from his vantage point, that line drive looks like it might be right at Joe Panic.
But there's so much outfield, especially in right center field here at AT&T. Still made it easily to third. Padres can take the lead on and out. Quentin walked his first time. And fouls it back.
That was a mistake. Those are usually the pitches that Carlos Quentin crushes. The Quentin crush. Look at this pitch here. Oh.
I like that Quentin crush.
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot more. There it is, middle in and elevated. That's what hitters like. Here comes a slider.
And it misses low, although Fox Tracks showed that that could have been called a strike by plate umpire Hudson. Cabrera with 1 out at third. Smith at first. Oh, another pitch in the heart of the plate.
Yeah, and you know what, Dick? That's not where Matt Cain wanted it. He gets away with that one again, but he wanted it in. Posey went fastball in. Did not hit his spot, but it works in the favor of Matt Cain. You know, when you create a little bit of movement and you're around the plate, sometimes you'll.
Ground ball low on the fly. Yeah, he caught that on the fly with a dive. Sandoval denying Quentin and the Padres a run. That was a tee shot, low 1 iron to third, and Sandoval robs Quentin and the Padres.
This ball off the bat of Quentin is smoked. And a pretty darn good athlete down there at third base in Pablo Sandoval. Don't let his frame fool you. We've seen him for many years. To his left, dives. Everybody's back safely.
It got to Sandoval so quickly, and Cabrera couldn't wander too far away. That brings up Grandal, who wrapped into a 3-6-1 double play his first time. Huge hole in right center field. That's a triple alley here at AT&T. Did he check? Yes. One and one if Grandal keeps it going. Medica on deck. Change up. You like to get the lead on the Giants. They're one of the best when they score first. Amazingly so. Their record's 32-10 when they score first.
Wow.
So get on the board before the Giants do. Change up again, way out in front, Grandal.
Man, back-to-back change-ups from Matt Cain. That tells you something. Just because you miss one time doesn't mean you can't go back to it. He makes the adjustment, and Grandal swings way over the top of it. See what Buster Posey puts down here.
2 out, 2 on, and 2 to Grandal. Another changeup.
That's what he called.
High drive to right field. Pence going back. He's not going to get there. That ball is in the first row of the right field bleachers. The fan made the catch, and the Padres are up 3-0 on a 3-run shot off the bat of Yasmani Grandal. Number 7, a lucky number 7 for the Padres. Grandal. Now there's some argument now as you saw the fan in that first row. He reached over the top of the wall. Did he commit interference?
I think you're right, Dick, because Hunter Pence, as soon as this ball, see, he's going to the gap.
There's the fan in the dark.
Yeah, see how he's reaching over? He makes contact. Now Hunter Pence makes his way in and says, no. The fan reached over and touched it. Bruce Bochy is on his way out, and the umpires are going to go to the headsets.
Now, if this is overturned, then the decision has to be made. Would the Padres, with 2 outs, get the runner at first base, Seth Smith, around? And one would have to think so. He'd be running on the play with 2 outs. That it's either a 3-run homer or a 2-run double. Another look.
See this fan over here? It's right around here. That guy right there. Right? Right there. See where he reaches over, Dick?
Yeah, no, he did definitely reach over. And all the Giants fans around him are saying, "What are you doing, Mac?" Let's see how they sort this out. Now, this is a case where the instant replay and review, I'm all for this. I mean, you've got to decide whether that's a home run or not. Some of the other bang plays that would normally just go by the boards and all the delays for those, I'm going to have trouble digesting those. But so there are 2 things going on here: home run or not home run. And if it's not a home run, what are the Padres allowed? If you call it a ground rule double, then that costs the Padres a run. But if you presume that ball goes off the brick wall, it's hardly likely, way out there about 415 feet from home plate, that Pence, with the runner Smith going from first base with 2 outs, could have possibly thrown him out.
See, here's what bugs me, Dick, when they build ballparks. Make it a no-brainer to where it's going to be a home run, because you know what? There's no yellow line here, right? There's no yellow line. So why not put like a basket like at Wrigley Field up there, so when, if the fan reaches over, the wall is so high that if the fan reaches over and it's over the basket, it's a home run.
Yeah, no,
there's no discrepancy, right? There's a yellow line in the gap at the 421 sign. That means to the left of that yellow line, if it goes over the wall and hits the brick wall, it's a home run. But if it hits on the right side, it stays in play. But once again, You've got that brick wall. You've got no yellow line. You've got a railing there. There's a lot going on out there.
Well, the good news is the Padres are going to get at least 1 run, probably 2. And we would be surprised if it's ruled a 3-run homer.
Because it was pretty clear in your judgment, don't you think? He reached over and touched the ball.
So had he not gone for the ball, it would have hit the top of the wall. You're
correct.
Right. Now, I don't know how it's beveled. You saw it. There's some angles to the top of that wall. Maybe it would have hit the top of the wall and bounced over. But so everyone waits while New York decides.
And in the meantime, Matt Cain's standing in the back of the mound, just kind of waiting for the decision with the rest of the Giants on the infield and the outfield.
Ruining the fact, Cain, that he's thrown a long one. That was a blast. It was very near the 421 sign, the deepest part of the ballpark. All right. Oh, no. They're going to call that a ground rule double and only 1 run scores? Oh, no. Bud Black's got to be furious. That isn't right.
So, that is really bizarre. How can that call be that way with runners at first and third, correct?
It's not like the ball bounced into the seats or
2 outs.
Typical ground rule double.
2 outs. Runners are off the crack of the bat. If it's a ground rule double, the least the Padres should have second and third with a run scored. Right? Because it was first and third, 2 outs.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's what we've been saying.
They're keeping the bases loaded?
No, 1 run is scored, and they're saying it's second and third is what they're saying.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, it's a high fly ball like that. By the time the ball came down, Smith was already around second base. He would have scored easily.
Exactly.
Well, that's a tough break for the Padres. I think anyone who in this ballpark that saw that happen would have said, hey, at least 2 scored, not 3 now. Yeah, that's the right call. That was not a home run. But do you think by the time that ball came down to Pence that he would have been able to make a relay with Smith running all the way with 2 outs? Come on.
Crack of the bat, you're going.
So it's 1-0. Poetic justice here would be Tommy Medica drilling a single and getting those 2 runners home. So it's 1-0 here in the 4th. So Cabrera comes in to score. Rule it a double. Grandal. Smith has to stay at third. High breaking ball, 1-1. Medica struck out the first time. Chased the ball in the dirt and put out made at first base. In this world where they're trying to make everything perfect and they make that call.
Yeah.
Amazing.
See, my whole argument is Dave Roberts. We understand that Bud Black was ejected. So Bud Black will not be in the tunnel, and Dave Roberts will hold the lineup card. It's our understanding that as soon as Buddy went out to dispute the call, they gave him the heave-ho.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Medica. Ooh, good cut. So as soon as Buddy got the word that that was going to be a ground rule double, he went to the language that'll get you immediately ejected. But boy, how can you blame a manager who's struggled to get wins all season long? Runs are tough enough to come by. 1-2 to Medica. Second and third. Padres 1 run home. That's the ball he chased when he struck out the last time. 2-2. Oh, talk about living a lucky life. Matt Cain.
Yeah.
Only he thought he'd given up 3 and winds up only a 1-run double. Charmed. Line drive, fair ball into the left field corner. Yes, poetic justice. 2 runs will score. And Medica, the star at Santa Clara nearby, has given the Padres a 3-0 lead. Well, that's the way it should have been. Medica's 10th and 11th runs batted in of the season. Boy, Sandoval almost got that one.
There are hits, and then there are big hits. After the ground rule double, the Padres second and third, and Matt Cain throws a little breaking ball, and Tommy Medica goes down to get it. Remember, we mentioned Sandoval, a good athlete, doesn't get up high enough. Everybody's off and running with 2 outs. Just off the top of the glove.
Inches from being a great catch.
Hey, nice battle by Tommy Medica.
Amarista takes a strike. Well, in the inning, after Venable grounded out, Cabrera with the infield hit, Smith a line single to right, and remember Quentin tagged one hard, the low line drive that Sandoval captured before the ground rule double Grandal, and now a 2-run double Medica. 3-0 Padres here in the top of the 4th inning. One and 2. Well, if things go the rest of the evening the way of the Padres, Dave Roberts and Bud Black can have some fun. Dave can say, hey, I got you 2 runs. It took you over 3 innings to get only 1. A ball, 2 strikes. Ooh. And the pitch count now for Cain climbing up to 65. Hard to believe that Matt Cain comes into this game in June 23rd with only 1 win.
Well, Dick, it's something we've heard about this year with the Padres pitching staff, right? Not a lot of support. Matt Cain's just received 2 runs or fewer of support in 8 of his 11 starts this season. Tough to win games like that, right?
So Alex Torres there with that new protective baseball cap that is on national headlines. 30th pitch of the inning coming up here at 2-2. Amarista with Medica at second. Struck him out. And there goes the bat. But a double by Grandal, almost a home run, and this 2-run double off the tip of the glove of Sandoval. Tommy Medica gives the Padres a 3-0 lead. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Head in for the all-new Jalapeno Ranch or Barbecue Ultimate Cheeseburgers. And by the Arumco Group, Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at arumco.biz. Well, if you're baseball fans, it can be split loyalties, and have a good time. 3-0 Padres, bottom of the 4th inning, and Odrisamer Despaigne, supported by that 2-run double, first baseman Tommy Medica. Top of the order, Gregor Blanco. 1 strike count.
Well, he's just flipping everything up there, isn't he?
How about the first 3 innings? Despaigne needed only 29 pitches to retire the side in order, first, second, and third innings.
He's doing a fine job early on of disrupting the timing of those Giants hitters, no doubt about it.
27-year-old from Havana. 2 strikes on Blanco. He flied to right the first time, and there's another high fly ball behind second. That's a tough play. Long run, and Peterson goes out to make the play in front of Seth Smith.
Well, we know Jace Peterson is a great athlete, playing in the backfield, covering the receivers, and this he's all over the place, waving it off, squeezing it. Actually, he gets under. Watch, he gets under this ball, makes it look easy. Backpedaling.
And it isn't easy because this is the first time Peterson has played at AT&T Park. You've got a first baseman on your right wing and an outfielder coming in at you. Hunter Pence struck out swinging the first time. Padres leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Pence thought it was wide. 1-1. Most hits this season. Pence only 2 off the lead. Goldschmidt and Murphy leading the way. Lucroy there with 91. Swing and a miss. That big wave of Hunter Pence. Not shortchanged.
Every penny's worth. Look at the eyes.
I love his eyes.
Well, I tell you what, this guy's a yard sale in that batter's box. Knees, elbows, backside, front side.
Soft fly ball falling in a hurry in right center field. It's finally picked off by Venable. His throw to second base. Not in time. And that's the first hit for the Giants. A double off the bat of Pence. Good 2-strike hitter. 10 in a row for Despaigne until Pence's double to right center.
It has always amazed me how hitters like Hunter Pence, with a lot of moving parts and their body is in one certain position, and they're enabling that bat to make contact and just flare it out to the shallow part. This ball was actually hit pretty well. If you think about it, splitting the right center field gap.
It's just that's the big part of the yard
exactly.
out there. But he just went out and got it. Not a full swing. That brings up Buster Posey. And strike 1. Posey grounded to short his first time. So the Giants now, they've gone through the batting order. They've all seen Despaigne for the first time. And we'll see how this rookie 27-year-old responds now as he works in the 4th. Popped up. Right field. Smith. And no advance by Pence. 2 away. Pablo Sandoval will be the hitter. Born left-handed, so he feels comfortable hitting left-handed. But when you think about what he did as a youth to make himself a switch hitter and throw right-handed. Immensely popular, as you can imagine, up in the Bay Area.
I bet you he'd be fun to watch, even in like a pickup basketball game, right?
Yeah. I bet he's a good teammate. Just seems to have a joie de vivre about Sandoval.
I'll tell you what, I'd take him on my team, that's for sure. No question about it.
At the start of every season, he buys 40 pairs of batting gloves. And if he doesn't get a hit, he throws those away and starts with a new one the next game. Okay to be quirky. 1-1. That must be an interesting conversation. Barry Bonds, who on this exact date, June 23rd, 11 years ago, completed the 500-500 trick, home runs and stolen bases. Kevin Johnson, of course, the highly successful basketball player at Berkeley and in the NBA, and now the mayor of Sacramento. Chop toward the mound. And the inning comes to an end as Despaigne makes the play. 1 out double. Hunter Pence, no damage done. Padres lead 3-0. All right, Mike. Yeah, ejected on that controversial call as Jace Peterson leads off the top of the 5th inning. Padres in front 3-0. And how about that pitch that he threw, Despaigne threw to Sandoval? It's about a 60-mile-an-hour curveball.
Yep.
And got him to tap it out in front of the plate for the final out. Ground ball to second for Peterson, his first time up. That one looped into foul territory in left field and just foul. Peterson will return. Flirts with a flare double.
Well, Mark Sweeney back in San Diego, you know, I even went online when Despaigne was called up. He was going to make the start, and there's a little bit of video when he was in Double-A in San Antonio. But as a hitter, you're a big league hitter. What else can you do to be prepared?
Peterson lofts a high fly ball to straightaway center field. And Blanco captures it for the first out here in the 5th. And here comes Despaigne. He didn't show anything that would give any pitcher concern his first at bat.
I would try to drag bunt. Why not? With that hack?
Yeah, you might as well.
I've seen better hacks under a Band-Aid.
Well, you're going to say better hacks inside a taxi. Well, he took it really nicely there. He took the strike.
Yeah, he looks great.
There it is.
Hey!
Jabs at it. Strike 2.
I've seen better swings on a playground.
Hey, the way he's pitching. Get him back in the dugout.
Hey, you know what? This is the old adage, Dick. As a pitcher, I will gladly go 0 for 5. Right? 0 for 4. And what's that mean? It means you go deep into the ball game, right?
Hey, foul tip. His first major league foul tip.
Get that ball. That'd be actually kind of funny.
It really would.
If somebody in the dugout got a baseball and say, "Hey, congratulations, your first foul tip."
Hey, that ball was hit pretty well. Had designs on going into the right field corner, and Morse makes the stop and the unassisted put out. Well, that's look, they're having a good chuckle over it. Joaquin Benoit.
Well, he doesn't have good bat speed. He just throws the head of that bat, goes the other way. But Michael Morse just happens to be, and that's not an easy play.
No.
That's a short hop to the left side of Morse.
Look at the reaction of the dugout. All right, 2 outs, top of the order. Will Venable takes a strike. He's flied deep to center and grounded to second. And line to Sandoval. Boy, the line drives are scorching at the third baseman. He's caught them all except the double by Medica. Padres in order in the 5th. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books, and the Padres in front. 3-0 here in San Francisco. Brought to you by San Diego Union Tribune. Giants with a 4.5 game lead over the Dodgers as we start play tonight. Slow curveball inside to Mike Morse. Michael grounded to third his first time. Morse, Colden, and Crawford for the Giants. They have just one hit, a double by Pence, through 4 innings. Shortstop Cabrera has to hurry, and he gets him. Morse doesn't exactly go full speed up the line. He's bothered by a bad bat, so Cabrera had ample time to gun him down. Here's Tyler Colvin.
Well, as we take a look at the Giants and what they've been doing the last 12 games, Mark Sweeney, 3-7 the last 10 games for the Giants. How do you see this National League West as we approach the All-Star break?
Peterson throws out Colvin, 2 away.
You know, Mark, you make a couple of good points there. The years, and Dick, the years that the Giants have won the World Series, trading deadline move, guy came in and did a great job. Cody Ross back in 2010, right?
Scudero, did they get him?
Scudero was involved too. Hunter Pence was a guy, right? And there you see the flags indicating the World Series championship, and also experience in that run down the stretch. Well, these guys have been through it a couple of times. I think that goes a long way as well.
Baseball fans of the Bay Area certainly having a generous season. Oakland A's lead over in the American League West. And the Giants here in the National League West.
But like Mark Sweeney said, you know, every team has their point in the season where, you know, they're going to not play good baseball. I mean, how well can they rebound?
Crawford fly to left his first time. 2-0 the count. Espanier starting this inning only 41 pitches. Line drive, base hit. Crawford with 2 outs, a single to right, and that'll bring up Joe Panik. Continue, Mark. I do like the Dodger rotation, the 5-man rotation, however.
It's a good one.
The start of the season, you might have said the Giants are right there with them, but Kane has struggled.
Yeah, and you know, when I look at the let's just compare Dodgers Giants, and you know, Mark makes a good point. I think of the Giants as the blue collar team. I think of the Dodgers as the white collar team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's a
call.
fair way of putting it, right?
That's a good call.
You know, these Giants, they bring their lunch pails to the ball yard, you know, and they got their dirty jeans on, and they got their T-shirts on with the hard hats, and the Dodgers got their Louis Vuitton bags, and they got their, you know, they're drinking their Dom Perignon and wearing their Hugo Boss suits. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm a lunch pail guy. Peanut butter and jelly with the crust cut off, and a bag of chips.
Okay, I got it. 2 strikes the count. Panik, former St. John star, college days, then a #1 pick, the 29th overall, selected in 2011. So he's made the jump quickly. His rookie year, he hit .341. So they've liked him from day one. And the highest compliment to this young man, 23 years of age, is he's a ball player. That covers a lot of ground. Knows how to play. Into the Padre dugout. No damage done down there. Gave him a nice number, didn't they? Number 12.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you see the breakdown, Dick. Hey, pretty good ratio at 50 pitches, huh? 34 strikes.
Only 2 hits. Head on the count, 2 strikes. Good block by Grandal. He's not the first Cuban to pitch for the San Diego Padres. They had a gentleman about 10 years ago working about 16 games. Yeah, Eddie Oropesa.
I remember Eddie.
Runner goes. Foul tip.
Yeah, I remember Eddie Oropesa with the Padres. Pitched a little bit with the
lefty,
Diamondbacks.
was he?
A left-hander, yeah.
But he didn't start, did he?
You know what, Dick? I'd have to look back. I think he may have started maybe a couple of games, but I think he was primarily a reliever. Yeah, I can't remember what I had for lunch today, so let alone what Eddie Oropesa did 10 years ago.
Outside, and it's 2-2 to Panik. Crawford off first base, 2 out here in the 5th. Slow curveball off the fist to shortstop Cabrera. He throws him out. Boy, this variety of pitches have the Giants bats talking to themselves.
Grandal, oh so close to that home run, but it's okay. He's had one earlier at AT&T Park. Take you back to April 30th. Grandal with a splash home run. It is one of only 66 here at AT&T Park this season, and he's the first Padre since 2008 to hit a splash home run. As you can see, all of the kayakers going after the ball. I asked him, where does this sit on the bucket list? And he said, well, first would be New York, then Boston, Chicago. So this would be number 4. So I've marked that one off the list. And guys, fantastic. Best place to see the game, because not only do you get to see all this, but up here, the view, fantastic. Word of advice, though, bring a little heavier of a coat than I have on.
Yeah, just don't bungee jump Beautiful. Up there, Chris. Oh, my. What a location that is. Cabrera, top of the 6th, takes a strike. Then Smith and Quinton for the Padres. They got their 3 runs and all of their 4 hits in the 4th inning. Single by Cabrera, Smith a single, that long shot by Grandal, almost a home run, and then the 2-run double by Medica.
Hey, Chris Bud, do me a favor.
Oh,
see where the stands come to a point?
What? Right here?
See where the stands come to a point. Okay, now stand as close as you can. Seriously.
Okay.
Seriously, you're not going to fall.
No,
Put your hands up in the air and say, I'm on top of the world. Like Titanic. There you go.
I'm on top of the world.
All right.
Bucket list.
There you go.
Cabrera takes strike 3. That's number 6 for Matt Cain. Well, as we get ready for Seth Smith, here is the controversial play with 2 men on, first and third. Grandal just misses a home run. The fan reaches over and makes the catch. Looks like he caught it with his cap and was leaning over, and so that was replayed and reviewed, and for whatever reason they called that a ground rule double, and Smith was at first base running all the way with 2 outs, was forced to go back to third, and the Padres only got 1 run out of it, and Bud Black couldn't believe it and was tossed before he even stepped into the warning path in disbelief. But it worked out okay because Tommy Medica followed with runners at second and third and drove in the 2 with the double to left. What'd you think about that one, Mark Sweeney? But how many times have we seen a ground rule double down in the deep corner and a fan will reach over in the corner and they'll say, well, wait a minute, had he not touched it, that runner at first would have come around to score, and it's a judgment. High fly ball foul down the right field side, and he puts that in the drink. But foul.
You know what I'm glad about the whole situation, though, guys? You know, the Padres, we've seen many times when they haven't gotten a break, right? That was not a break for San Diego, but somebody came through and ended up getting a big hit and scoring the runs anyway, right? Which was good, because we haven't seen that a lot this year.
You know, justice was served by Medica's bat. Boy, that kayaker, he's done it before, huh?
Yeah.
He swooped in there like a
those guys know what
eagle going after dinner.
He was all over that baseball like Mike Pomerantz all over a cupcake in the middle of the conference room.
I thought you were going to say in a bathtub. Just the image. Swing and a miss, and Grandal is out. That's 7 strikeouts for Kane.
There's the cupcake, and there's Mike Pomerantz all over it.
Whoop.
Yeah, tasty.
No frosting. Carlos Quentin has walked, and he lined to third. Padres have hit some hard line drives off Matt Cain tonight. Some for base hits, and Sandoval's got a couple out there at third base that were whistled sharply.
Well, hopefully those start falling, right?
Strike one, off speed. Cain is due to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. But no one warming up down in the left field corner. The nice thing about AT&T Park, you know when the bullpen is busy. Foul back. Padres come home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the Diamondbacks. If you're making your ticket plans. High pop up. Second baseman panic for the final out. And we go to the home half of the 6th inning. We'll see if Matt Cain is going to hit for himself. Up Odrisamer Despagne, the Cuban from the minor league system. He didn't have glowing numbers at all at El Paso or San Antonio, but he's been outstanding. 5 innings tonight, allowing only 2 hits. And those are the only 2 base runners allowed. First ball swinging again, and it's Matt Cain to the right fielder Smith. That's only the 55th pitch from Despagne, and he's got 1 out in the 6th inning.
He is making him put the ball in play. He is attacking the strike zone. According to my scorecard, Dick, no walks issued, only 2 hits. Grounders mixed in with some fly balls. He's just doing a great job. You should see the total breakdown.
Making him hit the ball. Lots of ground ball outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Leadoff man Gregor Blanco. He's flied to right and popped to second. There's that slow curveball. 65 in the strike zone.
Hey, good old number 2 for the first pitch. Hit me over curveball.
Blanco bows to it. Strike 1. Strike 2. Changeup.
Well, one thing's for sure about the Cuban-born right-hander Despaigne. He's not scared off as well. You could say he feels very comfortable out on that mound tonight.
He's from a baseball father. His dad Francisco pitched in the Cuban League 10 years. 1-2. But his record in the minors, high strikeouts, 41 in 31 innings, but also high in walks, 18. Only 1 strikeout, no walks tonight. A ball, 2 strikes. Blanco with Pence on deck. Another breaking ball, and a good one. Low pitch count, so that's encouraging for the Padres bullpen. They didn't know quite what they were going to get tonight. In on his fist.
Well, he's doing a good job of just going in and out. You know, I love that cut fastball. He just buried that cut fastball into Blanco, and that's a very, very tough pitch to keep fair.
Blanco getting more and more duty because Jose Pagan with a bad back. 2-2 now the count.
It's a stocking cap night. That's for sure. It was cool in the city this afternoon.
In fact, they were thinking about Angel Pagan going on the DL with his back. They miss him. He's table setter. And another foul. There's that same pitch in on the hands. The acting manager, Dave Roberts, with Bud Black tossed back in the 4th inning, arguing the call of the ground rule double. Just missed. This may be the first full count. It is for Despaigne in the game. Line to left field, fair, just inside the line. Quinton over to get it. And pulling up at second base after a big turn is Gregor Blanco. He flares one just fair down the left field line.
Well, one thing I like here, he went back to the pitch before that was tough for him to keep fair. He's pulling it, but this cutter is left up a little bit, inner third of the plate, and Blanco battled. Full count, as you mentioned, Dick, just fighting it off.
Looked like it wanted a slice foul, and just lands about 2 feet fair.
I think him hitting the ball towards the handle kind of works to the favor of Gregor Blanco, keeping that ball fair.
That's about a 160-foot double. So Pence up with 1 out. He takes such a cut. Did you feel the breeze? Did you feel it come through the stadium? He struck out and doubled to right center.
Look, Hunter Pence needs to switch to decaf. Oh, he is all over the yard, isn't he?
Strike two.
Look at the way he wears his pants. His pants are actually above his kneecaps. His socks go above his kneecaps. Look at that.
You look up unorthodox in the dictionary, and there's Pence's face. A hit on the count, 2 strikes. Lashes that one foul into the second tier.
I was just going to say, Despaigne does not have to throw him a strike here. We know that he likes to swing the bat. He can expand the strike zone. He tried to go up and out with the fastball.
Oh, and 2. Curveball, but way outside.
Good spot and nice stop by Yasmani.
Blanco with a 1-out Luke double. The third hit allowed by Despaigne.
You always have to keep in the back of your mind with the way the shift is against Pence and pulling him right on the infield. That throw down to second base after a pitch. But looks like Blanco's really not getting a big secondary lead at second base. He's staying kind of close.
Well, Peterson is hugging second here in this defensive alignment. He's not very far off the bat. So 2 and 2. Buster Posey on deck. To short. Cabrera with another chance. 2 away.
Well, let's go back to the first pitch. Right-hander Despaigne against Hunter Pence. He will swing at anything. Look at the first pitch up around the eyes. He swings at the curveball. He takes right down the middle. Now the battle is on. He's trying to put him away. What I like about this at bat, runner at second. Look at him bury the fastball in. He pulls that ball. He keeps the ball in front of the runner. He has to stay at second base. Now he's got 2 outs. Nice job of pitching right there by the right-hander.
And here's Buster Posey, a ground out and a fly out for the all-star catcher. Starts tonight at .283 with 9 homers and 36 runs batted in. Blanco at second, 2 outs here in the 6th. The Padres with a 3-0 advantage. Just off the edge. Take a look at the Southwest Airlines spray chart on Posey.
Well, he likes to pull the ball majority of the times, but the one thing I like is center field. Right center field gap to left center field, 25. Not bad. He does use the whole field, and when Buster Posey is on his game, he will drive it to right field. He'll drive it to right center field with the best of them.
Padres in doubles defense. Outfielders all back. And that'll make it to the crowd. 2-1. 285th consecutive sellout here at AT&T Park. And she's glad she brought her glove.
Got to bring your glove to the yard.
Ooh, there's the 67-mile-an-hour curve. Kevin Quackenbush is first up of the Padre relief corps. Pablo Sandoval on deck, and Posey can be selective here. 3-1. And here's an advantage that Despaigne coming up, and he was on the bus from the hotel out to the ballpark with us. I mean, he just barely arrived here, but he has a Cuban catcher or someone who speaks his language, understands him. It's an advantage, I would think.
No question about it, Dick. Is Yasmani wants to be on the same page here. Hey, first base is open, 3-1 count. He's kept Sandoval quiet tonight, 0 for 2.
When I was in Cuba during the offseason, I saw the Industriales play. High pop up, shallow left. Cabrera out, Quinton in. 6 solid innings from Otezomer Despaigne. Ole! Our Nissan game summary. Yasmani Grandal with first and third occupied. Thought he had a 3-run homer, but it was ruled a fan interference, and both runners sent back second and third. 1 run scored. Bud Black in total disbelief ejected from the game, but Tommy Medica rifled a double over the reach of third baseman Sandoval, and that knocked in the 2 runs anyway, and it's a 3-0 game. That is your offense. Meanwhile, the 6-footer from Havana, Otezomer Despaigne, has allowed only 3 hits and no runs through 6 innings. Matt Cain, the only hits allowed were in that 4th inning when the Padres scored 3. Medica, that key 2-run double, and Grandal, a long double. Chopper by the mound, and Cain there to cover as Yasmani is out. 3-1. As promised earlier in the game, now we have the AT&T fan photo. Tweet your photo to hashtag SD fan photo and a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Danny with his eyes on number 19.
That's great, isn't it? Seeing everybody honoring the late great. Boy, it's still so hard to just even say that.
Yep.
My goodness.
Don't forget, folks, Thursday night, 7:19 at Petco Park. Free admission, free parking for the celebration of the life of Tony Gwynn. I would imagine we're going to have a lot of folks there at Petco on Thursday night.
Absolutely.
Medica struck out and lined that double off Sandoval's tip of his glove for 2 runs in the 4th inning. Played his college ball up here in the Bay Area at Santa Clara. 2 strikes to count. Amarista to follow. Quackenbush no longer throwing in the bullpen. So, hoping Despaigne can give him 7 innings. Backs him off with almost a sidearm fastball.
Yeah, Matt Cain kind of changing his arm angle as well on the righty. I like to see that righty on righty at times. Righty on lefty, not so much. Get a better view of the baseball, I would think, from the left-hand side of the plate. He's asking for a fastball in here to Medica.
And he pulls it to the shortstop. Crawford across, and it's close, safe. He pulled him off the bag. So Crawford, one of the most reliable infielders in the National League. A rare error for him, a throwing mistake. Medica safe.
Well, let's take a look at this play again. Looks like Crawford just works underneath it a little bit, and then Morris has to Maybe off the bag a little bit. Kind of tough to tell there, but first base umpire Brian O'Nora and Tommy Medica's even pleading his case. He's off the bag. Says he's safe.
It is ruled an error to the shortstop, Crawford. Yeah, Medica surprises you with his speed. He gets up that line very well for a big guy. Alexi Amarista hit a smash back to the mound off the foot of Kane, and it was a 1-5-3 putout. Up the middle, and there's one. Back to first. 4-6-3 double play. Stretch half at the 7th in San Francisco. Padres baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. Stretch half of the 7th, and back out there is Odrisamer Despaigne, and he'll face Sandoval, Morse, and Colvin of the Giants with a 3-0 lead. Bullpen is busy. Kevin Quackenbush is throwing again, and so is the left-hander Alex Torres. Sandoval has grounded out twice and takes strike one. Quackenbush doing a good job, the young right-hander. Torres the lefty.
Yeah, after Sandoval and Morse, then there's 3 lefties in the lineup.
Last foul, 0-2. They've announced the attendance, the 285th regular season sellout, 41,360 here tonight. It's a tough ticket.
It is, and it's always a great atmosphere here also as well.
It is, yeah.
Playoff atmosphere every night.
And they don't give up on the team. They stay to the final out. Pulled foul. Quackenbush makes a good play and a flip for the out. 0-2 to Sandoval. Low and away, he wants it. He doesn't get it there. Peterson with a diving stop and throws him out. Jace Peterson. Another outstanding defensive play by the young man.
Oh, helping out his pitcher, keeping the runners off base, and keeping the Panda quiet. Peterson
versus the Panda.
And Peterson wins that one. Peterson, quite frankly, that's a great play.
Brings up Michael Morse.
Nicely done.
Another ground out.
He is an athlete.
And no longer a sophomore.
That's right.
Morse Grounded to third and a ground ball out to short. That's a strike. You look into the eyes of Morse, he is the antithesis of the eyeballing of Hunter Pence. Pence with those big wide eyes, and it's almost like he's sneering through his eyes.
Very calm, huh?
Yeah. Deep and foul. Well, remember we brought you the keys to the game, Honda dealers in San Diego County. Well, let's take a look at how that's come out.
Well, one of the keys, Dick, was make them earn their way on, that being the Giants offensively. Look at the right-hander, Despaigne. No walks allowed, and keep Panda quiet. 3 ground outs wearing the collar, thanks to a great play by Jace Peterson at second base.
Ground ball, that's going to make its way into center field. A 1-out single off the bat of Michael Morse. 4th hit given up by Despaigne. That'll bring up Tyler Colvin.
Well, here's where the 3 lefties start coming up for Bruce Bochy. Colvin, Crawford, Panic. As Morse gets extended, and you know what? If you're up 3-0, if you keep Morse in the ballpark and keep, from extra bases, leave him at a single, that's fine. Get another grounder.
Despaigne came close to backhanding.
Yeah.
Colvin is lined to right and grounded to second, so he's pulled the ball both times. There's that slow curveball, 68. A mixture of pitches and speeds from Despaigne. And then he changes up, 0-2. The way he's throwing the ball, there's that changeup grip.
Oh, perfect arm speed. The ball's right down the middle, but because he takes so much off, he's way out in front of it. No chance for Colvin.
Hard to believe this man on the mound is in his major league debut. Slow curveball, grounded to second. There's one, and then back to first. A double play. 4-6-3, and that'll do it for the Giants in the 7th inning. What an effort by Despaigne as we go to the 8th inning, and the Padres leading 3-0. And there's nothing better defensively than that double play. Mike. Thank you. 8th inning. It's Peterson. Looks like Jake Gobert is going to bat for Despagne. Ground ball to the shortstop. Crawford up with it. And throws out Peterson. One away. And here comes Jake Gobert. And what an evening for this 27-year-old from Cuba. 7 innings of shutout ball, allowing only 4 hits.
And look at that. Padres history. Ricky Bonas, August 8th, all the way back in 1991. It was against the Redlegs. Last time a Padres starter went 7 or more innings in his major league debut. Congratulations to Odie. They call him Odie in the clubhouse.
He's just been in there 2 hours. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Already he's got a nickname, huh?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Swing and a miss by Gobert. Gobert making his major league debut this week. 2 for 5. Picked up that RBI in his very first major league hit. Grounds that one into right field for a base hit. That's the first hit since the 4th inning for the Padres, when they got all 4 of their hits and the 3 runs. Brings up the leadoff man, Will Venable.
Wow, Gobert. My goodness. Very aggressive. Mark Sweeney, what do you think about that swing? The former left-handed pinch hitter yourself.
So top of the order, and Will Venable 0 for 3. A long out to center, grounded to second, and line to third. So he's hit the ball hard twice, nothing to show for it. Kane working toward the century mark, and pitches thrown. Javier Lopez is the first to the bullpen for the Giants, as you look at Benoit getting loose, and he'll have the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning.
Just a great job by the right-hander Despagne. Only 4 hits, never more than 1 hit in an inning. 1 in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. No runner past second base. Just a great major league debut.
Shot to short off the glove of Crawford. Running all the way is Gobert. Is going to be no play at third. Colvin came up raring to throw, but Gobert had too big a turn and was on his way to third. First and third on back-to-back singles. Gobert and Venable.
2 balls hit sharply, and both left-handed hitters going the opposite way. Gobert pulling the ball, Venable going to short, and with the shift on, well, Will does a nice job of getting this ball on the inside part of the plate, fighting it off, and it's got that spin on it and that hook, that one hop that just handcuffs Brandon Crawford. Just off the heel of his glove there, his wrist just a little bit. Padres got some action, trying to get that 4th run. Dick.
Score 4. That's the thing.
What's that
score
mean?
4. Well, when they do score 4, they're 24 and 4. So Kane and company. Whether this is a delay to get Lopez some extra throws, because he just got down into that left field bullpen area. We'll see. First and third. Chance to pick up that 4th run. Everett Cabrera, an infield hit, and he struck out twice.
Javier Lopez, the left-hander, heating up for Bruce Bochy, the Giants bullpen. So score 4, and 76 games ago, this Padre team took the field. Should we go on?
Well, you're right there, aren't you?
They put a little pressure on the Giants and Matt Cain this inning.
This indeed is the 77th game. 76 games ago it all started. Cabrera, safety squeeze, strike 1.
Not a bad idea. Gobert at third base, a good secondary lead. Get off as far as Pablo Sandoval is playing defensively. If that ball goes directly to the ground off the bat, Gobert's got a good chance of scoring, especially if he puts it down that first base line.
Venable at first. Runners at the corners for the Padres here in the 8th. Ground ball toward right field and through. That'll score Gobert, and on his way to third is Venable, and the Padres get that 4th run, and on to second on a wild throw, and it goes into the box seat area, and that'll score Venable, and the Padres have a 5-0 lead. Everett Cabrera delivers the RBI single. And here comes Bruce Bochy, and he may be kicking on himself for not making the move one batter earlier.
Well, you love these Padre hitters just working aggressively. Now here's the throw from Pence. You know what? I think Sandoval, he had a chance to go out in front of the bag and try to block that ball there. That's not the case, and the Padres have a 5 spot.
And that's it for Matt Cain. Change of pitchers, and the Padres aren't finished yet. First and third with only one out as Lopez comes in for the Giants. And the pitching change brought to you by Drew Ford. Javier Lopez, primarily used as a one-batter pitcher, left-hander against left-hander. 179, a stingy opposing batting average. One out, and Cabrera at third base. Infield is in for Seth Smith. So in the inning, after Peterson grounded out, Gobert with a pinch single to right, Venable with a line single to left, first and third, ground ball single Cabrera, that scored Gobert. And when Pence's throw skipped away from Sandoval into the seats, Venable scored to make it 5-0, and Cabrera goes all the way to third. He was going to second on the throw, and then awarded third on the ball in the stands. So Smith a chance to make it 6-0. He struck out twice and singled to right off Matt Cain. Another tough night for Cain. He's stuck on that one win all season.
Yeah.
Pretty good pitch.
One of the two lefties for Bruce Bochy, Javier Lopez, is skipper Dave Roberts after Bud Black was ejected. And Dick, there's your statistic when scoring 4 or more runs this season. Look at the Padres.
Score 4. Now we got some t-shirts.
I like it.
3-0 pitches in there, 3-1.
Lopez fastball, cutter, slider, change. I see the left-hander against left-handers, predominantly fastballs, breaking balls away.
Fastball is the signal from Posey. Cabrera down the line at third, and a foul ball out of play.
Hey, every Saturday is baseball night in San Diego. Get your new Padres fedora presented by Cox and supported by Kogo. Saturday, June 28th, Padres are going to face off against the Diamondbacks, 7-10. Get attendance, you get a great looking fedora. And Susie Butcher is asleep. Susie, wake up.
Oh, she's all over it.
Susie. Susie. She's one of the Madres. Yeah. Big baseball fan. Big supporter of San Diego Padre baseball.
Line drive, base hit, Smith into the right field corner. Cabrera walks home with a 6th run, and Smith on his way to second with a ringing double. And the Padres have a half dozen.
Say that again.
Half dozen means 6-0.
Boy, the hits just keep on coming, and the Padres this inning have been hitting the ball quite nicely, squaring them up. There's the breaking ball from Javier Lopez, and Seth Smith hangs in there. Boy, action all over the base paths, and a good sign for the Padres tonight.
So Lopez in to pitch to the left-handed hitter, but he gives up the double. So here comes Gutierrez out of the Giants bullpen. 6-0 San Diego.
Susie!
All new episode of SD Live. Join us as we count down to opening day at Del Mar. That'll feature special guest, President, CEO of Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, Joe Harper, President of the Breeders' Cup, Craig Fravel. Looks like we're going to get the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar in a couple of years. That's all tomorrow after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego. Gutierrez comes in. Smith at second. Still only one out as the Padres have come up with a couple of 3-run innings tonight and a 6-0 lead.
Now Susie's awake because her phone is blown up. She was taking a little nap. How can you sleep there, Susie Butcher, when the Padres are dropping a 6 on the Giants?
She just was relaxing.
Come on, shake yourself.
It was in the bank, she said.
She's great, as all the Padres are. Susie Butcher and Summer Serrano, they do a great job with that organization.
Quinton walked his first time. He's lined to third and popped to second.
Enter Juan Gutierrez. Fastball, slider, curveball, and a change. You know, the velocity on the fastball for Gutierrez has been down a little bit. He was up around 97 earlier in the year. Now he's around 93, 94. See if Carlos can turn that around.
2-0 the count. Smith at second. And that'll be out of play. Our Saquon Vacation strikeout statistic, fewest strikeouts by a bullpen this season. That's surprising. The Giants, who have strikeout throwers, have thrown the least. Cincinnati and Colorado to follow. 2-1, Carlos Quinton. High fly ball deep to center field, but that's a big part of the yard. In fact, now Blanco has to come in for it. And Smith will hold at second base. Well, if you're just joining in, so controversial play in the fourth inning with 2 men on. First and third, Grandal, home run? No, that fan reached over with a cap to catch it. Smith running all the way from first base had scored. And the runner from third also, Cabrera had scored. But on review, they ruled that Smith would not have scored from first base. Ridiculous. And you know that Bud Black was furious, came out and was immediately ejected. So the Padres first thought they had a 3-run homer. Then they thought surely 2 runs on a ground rule double. Touched by a fan deep in right center field. Wound up with 1, but Tommy Medica put things back in order. He followed with a 2-run double, and the Padres did get their 3 runs off Kane in the fourth inning. 2 outs. Smith at second. Waved at and missed. 1-1. So Matt Cain, all 3 runs scored in this inning are charged to his card. So he goes 7 1/3. 6 runs, 7 hits. No walks and 7 strikeouts. Smith, the responsibility of Javier Lopez. Foul tip, 1-2. Well warmed up down in that right field corner. It's been a long top half of this 8th inning. Two and 2. So 3 runs in the 4th, 3 more here in the 8th. Pop-up. This will be playable as Sandoval eases into foul territory. And that'll do it. But the Padres on 4 hits score 3 more. A Giants error, and it's 6-0 San Diego. Oh boy, what a night for Odrisamer Despaigne, the 27-year-old Cuban who had a 1-3 record and an ERA of 7.61 at El Paso, comes to the big leagues, makes his major league debut, and shuts out the Giants on just 4 hits through 7 innings. Now it's Kevin Quackenbush. The 3 runs scored by the Padres in the top half of this 8th inning allows Bud Black to save Joaquin Benoit. Defensive changes. Maben goes into center, with Smith moving to left and Venable to right field. Quackenbush to face Crawford, Panic, and the pitcher's spot here in the last of the 8th inning. Crawford a single and a fly ball out. That's that sinker for a strike. Thus Mero Petit started against the Padres their last visit to San Francisco and pitched very well, picked up the win. He starts to throw in the bullpen. In there.
Hey, after this game, be sure to stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show. Mike Pomerantz, Mark Sweeney going to break it down for you. Not only this game, but all around Major League Baseball, and also Ken Rosenthal. Ken Rosenthal is going to give his take on the changes in the Padres organization within the last couple of days. So stay tuned right after this one. Right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Fly ball to left. Seth Smith right there for the first out. That'll bring forward Joe Panik, the rookie second baseman.
And of course, Dick, that great Emmy Award-winning show, Padres Live, right?
Correct.
Presented by Cox Communications.
Emmy Award show for the last 2 years.
Yeah, believe it. More where that came from.
Testimony to Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney and the entire gang back in San Diego.
Well, at least Mark Sweeney.
When are you going to give poor Pomerantz a break? I thought, you love pitchers. He was a pitcher.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was left-handed, though.
Oh, okay. That negates a lot.
No, I love those guys like brothers. Never had a brother. Those guys are my brothers.
Panik has popped to short and grounded to short tonight. And takes another out of the strike zone. 2-0.
Hey, Kevin Quackenbush, boy, he's really made some strides. You mentioned it earlier, Dick, but a lot of breathing room here. 6-0 Padre lead. He's been put in situations, runners on base, maybe trailing by a run, trying to keep it close. He's made some great strides this year.
Line drive to left, but Smith is there again. He's been positioned perfectly for both Crawford's and Panik's drives to the opposite field.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Pinch hitter for the Giants. Backup catcher Hector Sanchez. 2 outs, bases empty here in the 8th. Petit apparently will be the pitcher in the 9th inning. Well, Quackenbush is more of a ground ball pitcher, but a couple of shots to left field for the first 2 outs. And out is an out is an out. Sanchez has some power. Switch hitter. Better average right-handed. Another chance for Smith and left. How about that? He ties a major league record. 3 putouts for left fielder Seth Smith. They got him over there just in time. Bill Howe play of the game. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. And Tommy Medica drills that double into the left field corner off the glove of Sandoval. And that was after the controversial play where Grandal's almost home run was ruled a ground rule double for only 1 run instead of 3. But Medica made amends with that big Bill Howe play of the game. That gave the Padres the 3-0 lead And then they've added 3 more in the 8th inning to the top of the 9th. And here is Medica leading off. Struck out the 2-run double and safe on an error by the shortstop. New battery for San Francisco. Petit on the mound and Sanchez, who pinch hit behind the plate for Posey.
Well, as you take a look at Sanchez behind the plate, Petit, you saw some starts, mostly a reliever though. And this gentleman came prepared, not only wearing the Tony Gwynn jersey, but the gloves and the hoodie underneath with the current Padre lid. Good for him. Rooting on his Padres here in San Francisco.
Going after the ice cream too on a cool night. So Petit takes the hill here in the 9th. By the way, tomorrow night, another youngster on the mound for the Padres, Jesse Hahn, who's 2-1, 2 terrific starts back to back. And he draws the tough veteran Tim Hudson, 4-2 for the Giants. 6:30 our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego. Ground ball sharply toward the hole. Crawford, a long throw, and he gets him. Good stretch by Morse. Medica thought he had an infield hit. Looks into the dugout at acting manager Dave Roberts, and maybe Roberts is going to ask for the challenge on this one. Let's see. Oh, boy.
Very close, huh?
Crawford had to jump past the throw.
Yeah.
That might be a hit.
You know, Dick, after looking at it a couple times,
yeah, I think they got him.
You know, thank goodness we have the luxury of that slow motion camera, right?
It's a tougher call for the first base umpire when the ball hits the dirt, because the whole decision is made. You're watching the base and listening for the sound, and then you get the double sound. And it's a good call, I think, by Brian Onora.
Absolutely, right there. The ball is touching the glove, and then it's very close, no doubt about it. But good call right there by Brian Onora,
who won't be invited to the post-game party held by Bud Black. Onora, the crew chief, with a quick toss of Bud Black and the controversial play. Grandal, no home run, no 2-run double. And Marista fouls that high back of the plate. Earlier this evening, prior to the game, a Tony Gwynn tribute, and Bruce Bochy handing Bud Black one of the bases from the game, the last game played here in San Francisco, that featured Tony Gwynn. So
how nice.
That's really a nice touch.
Did you see that, number 19 on the side of the base there?
Ground ball to first, and Morse will take that unassisted. So we're imagining that as the Padres go around the league, there are going to be other tributes to Tony as well. There should be. I mean, I just don't think that most of us in San Diego realized how truly great a player Tony Gwynn was. I mean, think about it, folks. Honus Wagner, you got to go way back after the First World War. I mean, you're going, what, 80 years or so to find somebody who won 8 batting titles. Then Tony Gwynn. I mean, all those players in between.
Yep.
And then 5 Gold Gloves. A super representative of our city and to stay in San Diego. Testimony to his love for the place where we live. Tim Stauffer getting ready. 2 outs now in the top of the 9th. Jace Peterson 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball to center. I think just that one base hit yesterday has really helped his whole mental and emotional approach, because he's had good at-bats tonight. He had been striking out a lot.
Hey, a base hit can go a long way between the ears, huh? Your confidence? No doubt about that.
Fooled on that pitch, 1-2. But even with his struggles at the bat, and he was in an 0 for 29 run there before the hit yesterday, it hasn't impacted or affected his defense. He's played solid second base. Great play again tonight. Ground ball toward the right side. Morse able to backhand it and throw to Petit for the out. That'll bring up the Giants in the bottom of the 9th inning. They'll hit from the top of the order. Blanco, Pence, and the pitcher spot. And it's time now for the Cardinals Junior Star of the game in his major league debut. Odrisamer Despaigne, 7 innings of shutout ball, 4 hits allowed. What an effort for Despaigne, who comes from the minor leagues with hardly impressive numbers, but a mighty effort on the mound tonight. And becomes only the 4th Padre in history in their pitching debut in the big leagues to go 7 innings of shutout ball. Jimmy Jones did it in '86, Eric Nolte in '87, Ricky Bonas in '91, and here in 2014, Despaigne.
And you know what's also nice to see, Dick, not only the pitching performance by the right-hander, but the Padres offense giving him some room. Well, he didn't need a lot of room tonight. As you mentioned, only 4 hits, no runs. Quackenbush, Kevin Quackenbush did a great job in the 8th, 1, 2, 3. Now Tim Stauffer trying to shut out these Giants in the last 3 here in San Francisco in game 1.
Blanco has doubled and flied out popped up. Blanco, then Pence and Posey. Well, Posey's out of the game now. Let's see, that's Petit is in that 3rd spot, the pitcher. Strike 1. Some of the Padre fans chanting, "Let's go Padres," rubbing in the lead. Well, returning the favor when the Giants fans are down at Petco. They give it to San Diego, and they're going to be there not this weekend, but the following weekend for 3 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we know we'll have some big, exuberant crowds. 2-1. Stauffer making his 21st appearance. Started 3 games. Been effective in long relief. Tonight, just trying to close the door on a Padre win. 2-2. You don't normally see that shield that high up on the shin of a player. Usually it's down around the ankle. That's testimony to a really awkward foul tip.
Yeah, now he'll adjust it, and then he'll get hit again where it's not placed, right? Yeah, he's hurting right now.
2-2. Gingerly back in the box. I want to square away the rule on the replay challenge and why Buddy Black was tossed. Out of play. By new rule with the challenge system, you cannot argue once the challenge decision has been made. It's automatic ejection. But Buddy need to get his money's worth out of that ball. I mean, he couldn't go all the way to New York and yell at those guys, right. So you might as well take it out on these umpires.
Hey, I got an idea to add a little flavor to the game. If a manager like Buddy, have him hop on the headsets and get in an argument with those guys back in New York. Now that would be great TV.
That would be. Why not? What are you guys looking at back there? If you want to throw me out, go ahead and do it. But give me your answer. Line to center, right at Maben. Barely had to move a step. One away.
Hey, you want your full of baseball? Well, Saturday it's a full day of Major League action, beginning with the Rangers heading home to take on the Twins on Fox Sports 1. Then it's Baseball Night in America on Fox as the Red Sox battle Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Yadier Molina is going to play for the Cardinals, believe it or not. They're going to take on Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. The Braves are going to square up against the Phillies.
Every game's going to be televised.
The Nationals against the Cubs. Major League Baseball doubleheader begins Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1, and continues at 4 p.m. on Pacific, or Pacific on Fox.
Swing and a miss by Pence.
And any way you look at it, just turn on Fox or Fox Sports 1. You're going to see baseball, and you're going to love it.
And when you're through with all those games, then we'll be on the air 6:30 Saturday night. The Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks here on Fox Sports San Diego.
It's the best place to watch baseball on Fox and Fox Sports 1. Fox, it's the best, man.
2 strikes now in the free swinging Hunter Pence. A double in 3 trips tonight. It's not that far inside.
Hey, did I mention the Cardinals are going to take on the Dodgers?
I hope the Yankees are on.
Oh, Yankees, Red Sox. Does that surprise you?
Duh. Well, let's see. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Off day Thursday, then Friday, Saturday. You know, Despaigne may be pitching in that Saturday night game against Arizona. 1-2. That's going to be tough if it's fair.
You know, Dick, when you take a look at tonight's line score.
There's Jesse Hahn. How good has he been? His debut against the Mets. First major league win. Came right back to win again. And he goes against ever tough Tim Hudson. Hudson is 4-2 with an ERA, get this, 2.13.
And I'm hoping when you look at the line score tonight that Jesse Hahn gets some love tomorrow as he faces a tough right-hander in Tim Hudson. He's a veteran right-hander. He knows how to pitch. And that guy right there, Jesse Hahn, has been throwing the ball extremely well.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Stoffler has punched out Pence. And the Giants down to their final out.
Oh. Odrisa Mir, Despaigne, looking at the Giants hitters tonight, saying, "You big dummy, couldn't swing the bat tonight."
Now, how do you figure the game?
Yeah,
you lose Andrew Kastner. He goes on the DL. In case you're just joining us, it was Kastner's turn to pitch. He's on the DL with a shoulder problem. You have to scramble into the minor leagues, and you pick this Cuban veteran, 27 years of age, who hadn't wowed anybody in the minors, comes up here and shuts out the Giants 7 innings, 4 hits. A drive to deep left. Back goes Smith and makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Padres with a 6-0 win in this first game of the series. 6-0 San Diego. We go to Padres Live and Mike Pomerantz.